Hi, my name is Chong Kim. If you're new here, I'm an overcomer of child sexual abuse and human trafficking. Today I'm going to share Beyond Sleepovers, Awareness over Avoidance. When we talk about child sexual abuse prevention, sleepovers are often one of the first things parents bring up. Should I let my child sleep over? What if there are other adults in the house? These are valid concerns, but I want to offer a different perspective, one that might make you feel uncomfortable, but it's necessary. I was never allowed to attend sleepovers, and I was still being sexually abused. It didn't happen at night in someone else's home or when I was far from my parents. It happened during the day, it happened in my own home, and it happened while adults were in the house. The people who abused me weren't adults. They were other kids. I was 6 years old, she was 8. We were pretending to play hide and seek, and we ended up in my parents' shed. That's when she taught me oral sex. It didn't stop there. This continued nearly every weekend, for years, and she wasn't the only one. This is the part no one talks about. Child-on-child sexual abuse. We focus so much on stranger danger, on adults lurking in the shadows. But what if the person harming your child is another child? What if it's happening in your own home, by a friend or sibling, or even a relative? Avoidance is not prevention. Taking away sleepovers does not teach your child about body autonomy. It does not help them identify unsafe behaviors. It does not give them the tools to speak up. You want to protect your child? Then you need to educate them. Here's what that looks like. Talk to them about healthy touch and healthy play without shame. Explain green flags and red flags in language they can understand. You cannot rely on rules to protect your child from abuse. You have to teach them how to recognize when something is wrong, even if it comes from another child, even if it feels like a game, even if they don't have the words for it yet. Teach them what to do if someone their age tries to pressure, touch, or confuse them. It's about being proactive instead of reactive. Abuse doesn't wait for bedtime. It doesn't only happen in the dark, and it doesn't only come from adults. Abuse can happen in your own home. It can come from someone your child plays with, shares snacks with, watches cartoons. It can come from another child who has been exposed to pornography, a victim of child abuse themselves, or is acting out while they are learning. And if your child has been taught what's safe and what's not, they may not even realize it's abuse. That's why we have to stop focusing only on the don'ts. Don't let them sleep over. Don't leave them alone. Don't let them out of your sight. Those boundaries might reduce risk, yes, but they are not enough because I followed all those rules and I was still being abused. What actually helps? Education, open communication, giving your children the language and permission to speak up without fear, without shame. Talk early and talk often. This isn't a one-time birds and the bees conversation. It's continuous, age-appropriate check-ins. Believe your child. If they tell you something that feels off, don't dismiss it as kids being kids. Listen. Ask questions. Trust your gut. I'm not sharing this for sympathy. I'm sharing it because silence didn't protect me, but your voice can protect your child. If you have more questions, feel free to drop it in the comments. If you want me to share other information, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much.